comes to 3-3 compositions. People are like, okay, there's a huge amount of value in the nano boost, and of course the anti-grenade and the sleep. The sleep incredibly useful, especially on large targets where you can potentially follow it up with a Reinhardt charge, but then again for a load of mitigating conditions like shield bashing a charging Reinhardt or bubbling the charged target. So you can really kind of pick and choose what you want, but you don't have to make any compromises on Hanamura Jaws, because long sight lines here and not having to retreat so much, not having to make use of a speed boost comes from Lucio, does mean you can run the 2 flex supports of both Zenyatta and Ana.
Doomfist and the Sombra. It's been quite popular over the last few weeks. I say few weeks, it's throughout season 3 on the defense. High ground for the Doomfist. Easy seismic slams onto the gate. Of course, there is double dive tanks on Team Gigantti's side as well, just aiding the supports if necessary. One.PoinT potentially running out with the same sort of thing they did on Gardens. Horthick actually on the far. We'll see how long he actually stays on it and get him aced on the Roadhog.
Yeah, this Roadhog could spell trouble. Does look like he's going to go back and swap over to the Diva, no doubt. It does look like it's going to be a 3-3. Question is, are they going to play this with the Moira? Looks like Scalar's still hovering over it, and this does mean that there's a huge amount of healing available for where these dives are going to strike. You don't really need that Discord orb if you're not going up against so many tanky targets.
There's a seismic slam straight into the uppercut from Facility. No longer is he trapped in Brig Prison. Scalar's going to go down to actually Littlebow. Does mean One.PoinT are going to have to get out with their lives. Just trying not to feed much ult charge. Fat was knocked up in the air. No air control. You can see Team Gigantti just running them down to their spawn.
That is not having a good time. As Oliver gained so much shielding from that initial seismic slam, taking him straight up to the 400 HP hard limit with those shields, but again from the offense's best defense passive. And he's been rewarded with a lot of ultimate charge as well, as has Davin. Davin, if he gets a little bit of early skirmish fire here, could have the EMP ready to, of course, use on Hardest, which would be the best use, because you can take away 200 HP and then quickly try and finish him off, especially when Hardest is so dangerous.
Oh, there's the EMP. Spells Super Fluke's death. Nice uppercut on the Sleeping Diva. Just stay slept for just a moment as she was brought into the air. Facility earned himself a Meteor Strike as well. Hardest looking towards that grab, though. He's 98%, so he's going to get it for the next fight. But look, Gigantti, they got a 2 support ults ready for it. Transcendence, and you've got to think about the burst damage available to One.PoinT. Not much. Just get amazed. Hasn't got his bomb yet.
That was textbook economy from Gigantti, only using 1 ultimate to repel that attack. Now they have 5 ready to go. They could just nano Milky Man here, try and potentially do a lot of damage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a nano Doomfist straight into a grab, though.
Uh-oh, Divisibly going very low. That Transcendence didn't actually make it to him. I think he was actually round the wall, Harry. Didn't receive any of that trance healing, and Hardest secures the kill. 1 man down now, 14 Gigantti. Self-destruct goes in, makes it a trade. 1 for 1. Milky Man still with that ultimate. Nano boost not yet not available anymore, as it was thrown into Facility. Might have to prop that Primal Rage pretty soon. Get amazed, huddling to his self-destructing mech. They are going to plant themselves on the point. Can't get knocked away though by Milky Man. EMP does come through once again by Davin. Does pay for it with his life though, but Facility, he's back in the action. He's got the Meteor Strike, but Fat finds the kill.
Indeed he will. Milky Man's just going to be trying to clean these guys up. We saw some interesting positioning there from One.PoinT. Obviously, they put themselves in the corner because they didn't want to get knocked away by Milky Man into the pit below. But because they all put themselves in that corner, they were very much unable to avoid any incoming EMP from Davin. So Hardest lost a lot of his health from that because, of course, it strips away shield. You can see Hardest right here trying to get a little bit of extra ultimate charge, trying to land those morts onto Milky Man. The protective matrix of Zappis will be there, and both of the DPS have returned to the fray. They're ready for the next engagement. Zerpe also ready with that nano boost, can likely apply it to Milky Man, maybe force out a sound barrier.
They're going for Facility Man. 42 HP, has to use the Meteor Strike, get out of jail free card to get healed back up again. Scalar has the Coalescence too, so that can force them on the point, but Littlebow can meet that with the Transcendence. However, 20% towards Graviton Surge for Hardest. With 50 seconds now remaining, One.PoinT have to make their move.
Rotation here from Team Gigantti to keep themselves safe up on the high ground and give them a great lot of sightlines. Superplute's going to try and engage here, may have to use something to try and keep himself alive into a back hit for self-destruct.
Self-destruct, and the sound barrier from Fat didn't mean he survived. Instantly killed. Graviton Surge thrown out by One.PoinT, and the Transcendence from Littlebow on the right side as well. So everybody stays alive now. Has to get out the bubble as it does contain the healing. A Facility goes in yet again. 30 seconds now remain as Davin finds the kill on Super Fluke.
Davin's been demexed here and Milky Man's gone a little bit deep, but there's the EMP. Hardest going to be losing a lot of health.
Another EMP, no shields available. 17 seconds now remaining for Team Gigantti to finding full hold.
And still, no percentage has been gained. Hardest, why are you bubbling yourself?
It doesn't matter, he's already dead, Harry. 7 seconds, 5 seconds now for One.PoinT to get back on the point. Horthick has the rally. Fat was there to try and get the touch. They managed managed to do so, but they are just trickling in. Facility finds himself 2 kills. Overtime ticks through, and Team Gigantti once again find a full hold.
It's Season 1 all over again, Jaws. Playoffs Gigantti is occurring. They finished 4th in their group back then, and then suddenly they brought it all to bear, beating the first seed in the other group straight away. Playoffs Gigantti is nothing like group stage Gigantti. They bring it, and they bring it hard. And now, 1Point, a 33% of an entire Point A hold on Hanamura away from falling out of the competition. This would be one of the most dominant performances in the playoffs that we've seen, even more so than Morningstars over Shoes Money Crew, and that was a 1st seed versus 4th seed as well. We're talking about semi-finalists here, and thus far, 1Point have captured 1 point on Control.
Figures. It's in the name. Davin looking for that sweet revenge on Superpluke, Hardest, and Get Amazed, who knocked them out in the semi-finals in Season 2. 33%, Harry. 1Point. They are going with something fairly unconventional. Obviously, we are playing on the new patch, so we will see Ash from Hardest. That potentially teleporting Scalar up onto the high ground as well.
Yeah, it'll only be a lot safer up there. There it is. Onto that little walkway. Can jump onto the top of the pagoda as well. Hardest going to be flexing his muscles onto the Ash. We did see this on Horizon Lunar Colony from 1Point before to pretty good success. He's a pretty mean Ash, I'll say. His bobs can be a little bit questionable, shall we say. But Team Gigantti are sticking with what's tried and true. 3-3, trying for the 3-0. 33.3% is all that stands between them and that victory. 4 minutes in the time bank, and 1Point, they've been put on notice. They need to draw here, and even then, if they want to win, we'll be going to a 6th map.
Double main healer for 1Point as well. Horthic changed over to the Farah, as well as Fat on that Mercy. Double damage boost. The boosted comp, I called it yesterday, onto Hardest and Horthic as they do a Rain Terror from above. Gigantti changing up as well. So close to they are to their spawn. Davin on the McCree.
We'll be laying down that Peacemaker fire from far away. Horthic's going to have to be very cautious here as Milky Man tries to make an engagement. Hardest almost already down.
He's dead. Whip shot managed to find the kill, and Davin trying to plink Horthic out of the air. He goes low as well. You got to be careful. Davin looking for revenge. Horthic's out of there. Get amazed as well. Superpluke's dead. Facility finds 3 people on the brig. Back to Brig Prison, unfortunately, but Team Gigantti find the 33% and make it all the way to finals, finding their revenge.
And in the second chapter of the Frenchman's dominance for 3-3, comes to an early end, beaten out by the Finnish side of Team Gigantti, who had basically, they retooled their entire roster for this season. So many of them got taken over to the Overwatch League from that former roster. We saw LH Cloudy go, we saw RCK get picked up by Dallas Fuel, so they're like, what are we going to do? They barely had a roster at the start of the season, and they still went so close to Morningstars, but now you can see what this time together has done from there's so much synergy, and they just took a semi-final where we didn't know what was going to happen. None of us had very clear expectations, and they just 3-0'd it in the most dominant fashion. 1 point for 1Point. That is untenable.
Angry Titans and Morningstars looking a little bit scared to whoever faces them in the finals tomorrow. Team Gigantti with that dominating 3-0 against 1Point. We'll see them tomorrow. We're going to jump over to the desk. They're going to break down the rest of the series some more.